Pickle from Baki, the newer season. So this is that caveman guy. So landscape page, use a pencil eraser, hit pause if I go too fast. It was such a fun series, this. Watching all the fighters trying to figure out this guy. So his head's quite small because his arms are so big, right? So I'll probably have to zoom in up here, right? So the head will be like in this space compared to the rest of like center point here. The head will be above the halfway, and I'll zoom in for you so we're able to see things. Right, go. So we start with his eyes. Diagonal here. And then we go across the top and kind of spiking up at the end. And they're really kind of sharp on the end. Right, and then the bottom eyelid line back down around into there. Right, so then his iris in under there, just a half circle looking up at us from underneath his eyelids, and the pupil just in there. So then he has an eyelash line that's like separate from this, right? So he's got like just like a thinner line here, and then it's got like eyelashes sticking off, like so. And then his eyelid, it's like the skin of his eyelid line there. And we can like make this a bit sharper. Right, so then his eyebrow, real pointy here. Just like an arrow pointing that way. And then the eyebrow itself will go up and curve and kind of disappears underneath his hair, but we'll just add a point here and bring it down to there. Right, we'll go over and do his other eye. You're about eye width, so if you measure the width of his eye, it'll fit between both of his eyes, and that's where the next one starts. So we go diagonal again, and then it goes across the top. Kind of gets spiky at the end, and then we'll bring it back down, around, in towards the front here. Very thin eyes. And I'm just going to thicken this up a bit, the top one. And iris and pupil. So again, a thin sort of half circle down there, and then the pupil looking out from underneath that eyelid line. And then he has another thinner sort of eyelid line down here with some eyelashes sticking off. And then the next one that way. This is like the skin of the eyelid. And then his eyebrow, again, real pointy sort of here. And it'll disappear up underneath his hair on this side. And we just go back down. And it kind of joins his nose, so it gets a bit long here. So his nose then, coming down from this eyebrow, they draw in a curved line down there. And then this has like a little ball just on the end of his nose here. And like some hatching just coming along the top there. Baki style noses. And then his nostrils stick out the side. Like that. And then his mouth, so the real sort of wavy sort of mouths, right? So curved in the corners. So like starts kind of underneath his tear duct here. Curves up, down in the middle, back up, back down, and under the other tear duct there. And they kind of put a little like extra bit of ink here. Heavier. Just like dimple there. And then they draw in his top lip. So it's like a letter M sort of shape. And then his bottom lip, more of a square, sort of box-like lip line. And then they have that little top lip section here. And they draw in some of his chin. Remember, if I go too fast, hit that pause button. So just hit pause if I'm like moving too fast for you. So then the chin curves around here. You could do a square or a round chin. I've seen it both, but it is very thin. And then roughly like eyes to the nose there, the nostrils, is about the same as nostrils to the chin. Roughly, right? Normally like the eye, the pupil to the bottom of the nose, about the same as bottom of the nose to the chin. So that's about halfway between here and here. You know, this will be your halfway point. And then between the nostrils and the chin, halfway is normally the bottom lip. Right? So like here to here is about the same as there to there. Right? You have a bit of wiggle room if the face changes direction. Like if it tilts forward or tilts back. So it doesn't have to be exact. But when a character is looking at you, usually if the head isn't tilted, that's your spacing for the features. Okay? And then we'll go diagonal for his jaw. And we're aiming for kind of this section for the jawbone, kinda. And so maybe like in line with sort of the bottom of the nose or the top lip. In around that area. So you're like underneath the corners of his eye, across from here. You're about here. You could go anywhere on that top lip area and underneath the corners of his eye, because that's where you'll change direction and you'll go up the side of his face that way. Same thing here, like that. So his hair covers some of his ears, right? So his ear, the bottom of his ears are here, right? And they sort of curve up kind of underneath his hair a little bit here. And you could see some ear lines just inside, and the hair will come over it, right? His wavy hair will just come over his ears. Alright, so now his hair comes out from his forehead, from his hairline. And your hairline usually starts at the top of your forehead, which is about the same size as your nose. So the nose, that distance would be where his hair will start. Like there. Okay? A little V. And then his hairline sort of curves around here. Kind of this love heart sort of shape. Zigzag sort of spikes. And then his hair comes out from there. So his hair comes out around and goes down this way, right? So this is like his fringe or his long sort of caveman-like hair. Going out that way. So the top of his head just be sort of up here, so somewhere. Bumps out twice. And then it kind of just like flows down, and we have some long sort of spikes every now and then kind of sticking off. And so like coming down the other side. You know, it just goes long over his shoulders as well. And then it comes out from like behind his ears. And just sits like on his shoulders down here. And kind of the same over this side. Doesn't have to be like a copy of the other side. You know, hair moves in different ways. And right. And the part in his hair just kind of goes, you know, curving over the top there. Okay, his anatomy now. So he's got like real big neck muscles. Go down here from his jaw down to the center of his chest. So those neck muscles always sort of go towards the center line for your chest here. Right, and then we have like another neck muscle here. So his chest then just curves across here. If you ever draw Dragon Ball characters on my channel, it's kind of the same. And then his chest muscles kind of have these curves in the middle, right? They sort of curve in different directions. They show like the muscle fibers of his chest. Right, kind of like that. It's just the way they do it. And then this comes underneath. This way. And we meet the shoulder somewhere here. So it's like his shoulder muscles come across his chest muscles going this way. Kind of this like kind of S curve. And then the other shoulder deltoid muscles come around. Big, wide, crazy shoulders. And this sort of shape goes up into there. It's kind of like a love heart sort of shape around that way. And we do the same thing on the other side, roughly. Curves around there. And then the shoulder. Real big, crazy big, bigger than you'd expect. Like that, okay? So his trapezius muscles, so they're his neck muscles, right? They're like huge as well. They go right up towards his ears, basically. Up here. Like his traps. No nipples drawn in, but we got some like deltoid muscle lines there. Some more sort of here. Okay, arms then. So big biceps. Like that. And then his tricep, come out like this, down. Same on this side. Right, and then tricep on the side here. Bumps down twice like that. And the bicep line, sort of different on this one, but kind of curves around there. Right, so the rest of the forearm goes down this way. Elbow, real wide caveman-like forearms. And then there's like muscle lines inside, right? So you got like an elbow line and the forearm going down there. And then there is a tricep line. And another one here. You'll do that over here. So forearm, real wide now. Kind of like Popeye. Most people probably don't even know who Popeye is anymore. And then tricep in there. And then our forearm lines and muscles, that's like his elbow on that side. It's different. And going down that way. Kind of like that. Okay, body, abs and ribs and stuff. So very wide ribs. But his waist is super slim. Right. And then it comes down to his sort of loincloth rope. We can see a little bit of it here. Like that. And then his legs start here, going down. Abs, 6-pack. 1, 2, 3 lines there in the middle. His belly button. Just there. And then ab muscles come out from there. So like they're fairly defined now. Just these sort of blocks, angles on them. Roughly this kind of stuff. And then around the belly button, there's like a block of muscle there. And then his rib cage is just defined, or his diaphragm, you know, just there. And then he's got some lines like for skin and oblique muscles and stuff in here. I'll add some like muscles there as well. And is that it? I'm thinking that's it. Pickle. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.